Hey everybody, Taylor here from Ciao Bella Sewing. I'm going to show you guys today how to make a easy reversible tote bag. We do this project in a lot of our classes, so I think everybody is going to like it. It could be a little confusing, so I wanted to provide our instructors a quick video demonstration on how to make reversible tote bags. So you're going to need two different pieces of fabric, pieces for the outside of your bag and pieces for the inside, and you're going to need two straps as well. So I'm going to be using this plaid material or gingham print. It's really cute. And then I have this cherry material as well. So to start, I open up my piece of fabric and I go ahead and I fold it so the colorful sides are now touching. I give it a little shake to even it out. And I'm going to pin 3 of the 4 sides. I'm going to leave the top open. So I'm gonna pin right here, 3 or 4 pins, 3 or 4 pins along the bottom, and 3 or 4 pins on this side, again, leaving the top open. Then I'm going to repeat that exact same step with this additional piece of fabric. I open up my fabric and I fold it so the colorful sides or the right sides of the fabric are now touching each other. And I'm going to go ahead and add 3 or 4 pins to every side. Here's my pin cushion, but I am not going to pin the top of either piece of the bag. Once I have all of my pins in, I am going to go ahead and sew the 3 out of the 4 sides of each piece of fabric. So I am quickly putting my pins in right now. Again, leaving the top open. So I did it to this print. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the cherry fabric. So I'm quickly adding in my pins. And then once I have the pins on the 3 sides that I need the pins to go into, I will go ahead and stitch this up in my sewing machine. 3 or 4 pins on each side, that's the goal, except for the top. Okay, so you can see here, I have pins on this side, going across the bottom, and on the other side, no pins on the top. I'm going to take this fabric, I'm going to put it into my sewing machine, I'm going to stitch on my 5/8 seam allowance all the way around. Of course, make sure to reverse when you start and when you come to the very end as well. I'm gonna slide my machine over so you can hear it a little bit better and so you can see it. Get ready. You are going to want to start with most of your fabric over here to the left side of your sewing machine. So again, you can use needle position as well for the corners to pivot the corners. Reverse when you start and reverse when you are finally finished. Okay, gonna do a quick adjustment. Stop and take out your pins as you go. So I have needle position on, so I'm able just to pick up my lever and spin the fabric towards me, lower my lever, and I'm going to continue to sew. Stop, take out your pins. When the fabric is in line with the edge of your presser foot right here, that's the time when you're going to stop, pick up your lever for the presser foot, lower it, and then continue to sew. This is the last side that I'm sewing. It's side 3. I just got to the edge, so I quickly did a quick reverse, and I'm going to turn off needle position. I'm going to press down 1 time on the foot pedal, and that's going to make the needle go up in the air so I can pull it out. perfect. I pick up my lever and then I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out. I will use my scissors to clip my threads. And then I'm actually going to do the exact same thing to this piece of fabric as well. So I'm gonna sew 3 out of the 4 sides, leaving the top open. Make sure to reverse when you start and reverse when you finally finish. And you can pivot the corners by turning on needle position. That will help you. So I'm gonna sew forwards and then I'm gonna reverse. So when the edge of the fabric is in line with the edge of the presser foot, that's when you know it's time to stop. Pick up your lever, spin this around. We're gonna lower this down and then keep going. Last side that I'm gonna sew. Take out my pins. I did a quick reverse as well. You can turn off needle position or you can spin the wheel towards you to release the needle from the fabric. I pick up my presser foot lever, I pull my project out, I'm gonna use my scissors, I clip the threads as I go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one piece of my fabric. So I will go ahead and I'm going to use the cherry piece and I'm going to turn it right side out like this. So now you can see the cherry material. I poke through my corners. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cherry fabric that's turned the correct way with the colorful side facing out, and I'm actually going to put it into this black and white fabric that's still inside out. See? So this is a little darker than this side. So this cherry fabric is gonna go inside of this one. And the reason we do this is because this will allow the fabric to be touching where the right sides are touching each other or the colorful pieces are touching each other. So this is what we want. So just give it a little shake. And as you guys can see, I'm going to line up my seams first. So I go seam to seam right there. And I'm gonna take a pin and I put it right there in the one seam, and then I come to the other side and I'm going to pin this side as well. So seams get matched up first. The goal here, again, is so the colorful sides of the fabric are touching, okay? Then I need to put my straps in. And again, I have pre-made straps. I just whip these through the serger. So I'm going to take my straps. You can cut any loose threads that you see. I take my straps and I make sure the serge edges are lined up next to each other. And then I take the top layer of fabric and I put my straps into the bag. I'm gonna slide my machine back just a pinch so I have a little room to show you guys. So I put the straps inside of that top layer, okay? And I try to make the straps as even as I can get them, and in the middle of the project, spaced out nicely. So you can see I'm sandwiching the straps between the layers of fabric. Make sure that the straps are in the middle of the project. So you can do a quick check by folding the project in half. And if your straps line up, which they do right here, that's perfect, that's what you want. So we have straps on this side, and now we need to add straps to this side of the project too. So I just turn it over. I take my straps, again, I make sure that the serged pieces are touching each other, and I just put them in the top layer, between the top layer, the black and white, one strap and then one cherry, okay? Line up the straps with the straps that you did on the other side to make sure that they're even. Go ahead and add a pin. And I'm gonna do the same thing for the other strap. So line it up. So now what I wanna show you guys is this. So the middle of the bag is still open, but we have straps that are right here that are lined up, and we have straps that are right here that are lined up. So the straps are sandwiched in between those layers, and then we're gonna sew all the way around, but we're gonna leave an opening right here so we can go ahead and flip the bag from that opening. So I'm gonna add in just a few more pins. And this part of your machine actually slides off, so that is so helpful. So what I'm gonna do, I start sewing by a seam. I put the fabric into the machine right by the seam. Make sure you're on the 5/8 seam allowance. Take out any pins that might be in the way. Put them in your pin cushion. Lower your lever. Then, before you start sewing, I come behind my presser foot and I add double pins. So these 2 pins are going to be our indicator and our reminder that that's where we're gonna stop sewing. We're gonna leave that part open so we can flip the bag from that part. So I'm gonna quickly sew in an almost full circle all the way around. Make sure that you're sewing in a circle and that you're not pushing the 2 layers flat together, otherwise you won't be able to open your bag. So it should be looped underneath the machine arm just like this. Reverse when you start. Here's one of my straps. Here's my second strap. I keep sewing. Pull the fabric towards you, that will help. Here's my first strap on the other side. Here's my second strap on the other side. And right here are my double pins. So I'm going to stop and reverse. I still have needle position on, so I'm going to just turn it off and do 1 click down on the foot pedal on the floor to get the needle out of the fabric. I pick up my lever. I pull my fabric out of the machine. I clip my threads, I take out my double pins, and so if you guys can see this, it's all the way sewn in a big circle now. My straps are sandwiched in between the layers, but I have a hole. So from this hole, this is how the bag becomes reversible. I take my hand, I put it in the hole, I pull all of my fabric out like this. So pull the colorful out. This is when it starts to look really cool. So I take my fabric now, I see my handles, and you can either choose to have the cherries on the outside or you can have the cherries on the inside as well. So this is what makes it reversible. So you see my 2 handles, so cute. So what I'm gonna do, I go from the hole and I push my hand in the inside of that hole to push through my corners to make it look like a bag. And then what I'm going to do is I just need to sew this little hole closed, and then I'm done with the bag. So it's so cute, it's fully reversible. So where this little hole is on the top, I just add 3 pins. 1, 2, and 3. So I'm gonna add 3 pins just to sew it closed. I line up the fabric on the very edge of the presser foot so you're as close to the edge of the fabric as you can get. So then that way the stitching won't be so noticeable on the bag. Reverse when you start at the beginning of the hole and when you get to the bottom of the hole. Take out your pins as you go. I'm gonna just reverse. So now I'm gonna take this out of the machine, clip my threads, and I'm going to admire my work because it's so cute. So give it a little shake. So check this out. How cute is this bag? This is a project that we make all the time in our classes. It's a reversible tote bag. We have this cute black and white checkered or gingham fabric on the outside, and then on the inside with this adorable cherry fabric. So you can flip it as well, but this is so cute. I love this project. Happy sewing. Okay, everybody, here is our reversible tote bag. It is so cute. It's black and white checkered on one side, and then on the inside, it is cherry fabric. Again, you're gonna love this project. It's super cute. We do this all the time in our classes. Follow along our YouTube video to see how to make this awesome project.